Hello everyone. How many poems have you read that have been used in wildly popular books, movies, and highly acclaimed Broadway plays? I can only think of one, Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost. This is my copy of The Outsiders, which, as you can tell, is kind of beat up from where I've used it so much. I'm going to be using it as my visual aid. You may wonder, why is he using a book to explain why a poem should be included in a class's reading list? My answer would be this. I was first introduced to Robert Frost's poem when I read S.E. Hinton's book, The Outsiders, for a school assignment. Nothing Gold Can Stay impacted my life in a way that I could never have imagined. When I was going through my American literature textbook, I was really excited when Robert Frost's poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay, was included in the literary canon, as it is one of my favorite poems. However, when my class read Mr. Frost's poems, we neglected to cover that one specific piece that I had been looking forward to discussing so much. So, when I was told about this assignment, where I get to explain why one selection we did not cover in my class should have been included, I immediately thought of Nothing Gold Can Stay. My selection for this project is very important in my opinion. It encourages the person reading it to look around himself or herself at the world and notice the trivial things like a cloud formation or the smell of a flower. I believe Mr. Frost's poem should be included in my American literature class's reading list because on top of the fact that it is an amazing piece of literature, it is still very relatable to today, to our society. A character in Miss Hinton's book, The Outsiders, Johnny Cade, explains the poem in this direct quote from the book. I've been thinking about it. In that poem, that guy that wrote it, he meant you're gold when you're a kid, like green. When you're a kid, everything's doomed, dawn. It's just when you get used to everything that it's day. Like the way you did sunsets, Pony Boy, that's gold. Keep it that way. It's a good way to be. S.E. Hinton understood what Robert Frost was trying to convey in this poem. The idea that many people do not pay attention to seemingly insignificant things in life that can cause joy in so many ways, and before we know it, they will be gone, is obviously the meaning behind Nothing Gold Can Stay. If this poem was integrated into the reading list of American literature classes, I think many people would realize how truly blessed we are to live in such an amazing world, in a country where we are allowed to embrace our freedom and the right to vote, no matter which gender we may be. Sunsets only last about 10 minutes, and then they're gone, never to be seen again. Nothing truly remarkable like watching the sun rise or set, or gazing at the stars will ever be exactly the same 2 times. As Johnny stated in The Outsiders, Mr. Frost's poem encourages the people who read it, whether they are men, women, or children, to take joy in the smallest things, such as sunsets or reading a good book. This poem will remind men and women to enjoy the little things in life, to learn to appreciate a bird's call or the colors of a butterfly's wings. I think Mr. Frost meant that when we do not stop to smell the roses, so to speak, we are not truly reaching our full potential. The story of Adam and Eve in the Bible is basically where the first 2 humans on earth took the paradise they lived in and the Garden of Eden for granted. The God of the Israelites said that they could live there as long as they did not eat the fruit of a particular tree, the tree of good and evil. They did not listen to his warning and ate the fruit and were kicked out. This brief retelling of the Garden of Eden tells us what Robert Frost meant when he said, "So Eden sank to grief," in the poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay. We need to learn to live in the moment, enjoying the simple things in life, things we oftentimes do not even have to pay for. Most people are busy, rushing from place to place, whether it is to work, a dentist appointment, or driving their children to a band practice, and do not bother to even attempt to find joy in the things that most simply overlook. Nothing Gold Can Stay reminds the readers to try and preserve his or her innocence and remain childlike in that manner for as long as he or she possibly can. Innocence is easily one of the hardest things to keep hold of in this dark world we live in, and it is refreshing to be able to find this and to read this in literature. I believe that it would be a valuable tool for literature instructors, and it could very easily open people's eyes up about enjoying life and living in the moment. I've tried my hardest to find a suitable subject to object to use for my visual aid for this project, and I hold firm in my belief that S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders was the best choice available for me. Thank you so much for listening so attentively through my ramblings.